Hostiles incoming.
You ready to die? See, that's on both sides. I'm taking that fucker got one of us. Hey, idiot, we didn't get you. Hey, shit.
Hostile reinforcements en route.
Ready? Yeah, fire! Back off! I'll fucking kill you! What the heck? Wait, both sides? No way! Transmit this off! Hey! Now you like that? Let's get a turret up. Waste them. We're not going anywhere. Back off! Cover won't save you. Ready to
Rogue agent detected.
got you. Grenade. Going high.
Hostile restore hive detected.
Drone deployed.
Hostile volunteer drone detected.
That's perfect. Agent in my sight. Need to fix my armor. Hold still.
I'll get that agent.
Rogue agent eliminated.
What's up guys, Wolf here. In today's video I'm going to showcase a very powerful solo PvE build. This is one of the best setups I have used in the game, and it's going to help you so much if you guys are a solo player playing through Brooklyn, legendary missions, any PvE content in the game you can solo with this setup. And there are many different ways to tweak it as well to suit your own playstyle. So I hope you do enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. So as you saw from the gameplay, I can dish out quite a lot of damage, but I can also get loads of bonus armor from two different ways. And I'm going to talk about that shortly. But with this build, it's really nice because I can stack Heartbreaker, which is very powerful, and it actually trumps Striker in survivability, and you can also get almost as much damage as Striker in some situations. So Heartbreaker is a great choice for playing solo. And the the smoke gloves are absolutely amazing. You can push in any situation, even in legendary missions, and it'll save you. It has saved me so many times. The smoke gloves are perfect for the setup, and Bloodsucker is absolutely amazing. Now, if you guys were wondering, why not just use Memento? Bloodsucker works differently to Memento Trophy Pickup. So just a quick summarization. With Memento Trophy Pickup, you pick up one trophy, you pick up another one. That first trophy goes on a bit of a cooldown. You can't just buff all yourself every time you get a trophy to the amount of trophies you've collected. So that's why Bloodsucker is so incredibly powerful. When you stack it up, you get a higher amount of bonus armor. So even when you lose that bonus armor, if it's still stacked, when you get a kill, you get the amount of stacks you have in one kill. You'll get all that bonus armor. So it's a lot better in many situations for survivability. And if you do want to get more damage, Memento will be better, or other talents. But Bloodsucker is by far the best for bonus armor. And trust me, when you use it, you won't change it. It works way better than any other talent or backpack in the game. And I just want to mention something as well. So the Heartbreaker 4-piece, it's a simple build with the smoke gloves. And also I don't have the named backpack. You can get a Balston Armory named Perfect Bloodsucker backpack, which makes a big difference. I believe it's about an extra 2%, so 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Max stack is 10, so it's a big difference, but you don't have to have it. Now I have seen you can get it in the open world, but I cannot find it. I'm pretty sure you have to go in the dark zone. It's a DZ exclusive, so good luck trying to get this backpack. I actually deleted mine by mistake when I was doing mule characters. It doesn't matter because I have chosen Palisade. And this is really good as well because we get, instead of the armor regen from the Belston, we can get armor on kill, which is nice because we don't have gunner specialization to get the linked laser pointer to work with Heartbreaker, so we can pulse enemies and stack this up. So you can use whatever brand set bonus you want here, which is nice. You can use, for example, a pet shop if you want to use LMGs. You could go for a Cheska or a Fenris if you want to use ARs, or a Grupo for more crit damage. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to, but I do recommend Palisade because the 1-piece 10% armor on kill is very handy, because remember, we're getting bonus armor, not armor on kill. So both armor and bonus armor are two different things. So this is going to be very good. Now, obviously, I've got explosive resistance. Don't worry about that. You can have that, but I've made this for the purpose of the video, and I have been using other backpacks, but this one just seems to work the best. Cheska does help me get my crit chance up. It depends what gun you use as well, because that's the great thing about this setup. You can use whatever gun you want. So with this setup, Technician Specialization is necessary to get the linked laser pointer. That's why I've chosen it. Normally Gunner gives you armor on kill. That's why it's nice to have the Palisade for that extra armor on kill, or for the actual armor on kill in this situation. Now, when we look at weapon choice, it really just depends on you. I've got the Busy Little Bee to stack up to get more damage. You can use the Orbit Pistol as well. Secondary, I use Rock and Roll with the linked laser pointer to pulse. When I pulse enemies, I can get stacks up of Heartbreaker. Very effective way of getting stacks. You can use the Lefty as well, or whatever shotgun you wish. My primary, and one I recommend, is going to be Savage Wolverine. This is an absolute beast. You get within 7 meters, you get 38% weapon damage for 10 seconds. This is nice because I can use a skill, my shield and my defender drone, which makes a big difference, especially with expertise. But if you guys do not need to use a skill, obviously you can use Streamline. This talent is amazing. You can use the named Purist SMG, or you can go for the LUD, or you can go for a P416, Carbine 7, Police M4, whatever you want with Streamline, or the Lexington preferably, because the Lexington is amazing. But Streamline is going to be better if you don't need to use skills. But skills are so good in the Savage Wolverine. If you're up close and you're pushing enemies, which you can with this build, it's just a really good gun with the setup. Savage Wolverine is amazing, but go for another gun with Streamline. And then also, if you're playing solo and you're playing with the global modifiers, obviously you're going to be critting more often, so then Killer will be the best. So Lexington, or whatever guns I mentioned earlier with Killer, or the Caretaker. The Caretaker assault rifle is going to do really well. You can also use the Dark Winter. So any of these guns are amazing. And the Lexington obviously is the best, but I'm sure you guys don't have it. But like I said, doesn't matter. Police M4, Carbine 7, those guns are P416, whatever you want, you can go for that. You can even use the Elmos, it doesn't matter. But it's dependent on your situation, how you're playing, and also if you're using the global event. But the global modifiers that gives you more crit, that's when Killer becomes good. So Lexington, Caretaker with Killer is great. But for me, I like to be aggressive and I like to use my skills. So Savage Wolverine, absolute machine. I love this gun. It's a really good weapon. And I'll explain how to get it after I've explained how to do the build. And I'll give you guys a quick summary of how it works. We'll go to the range and show you what I'm talking about earlier when comparing it to like Memento. So those are the weapon choices. Now the build is quite easy to make. I recommend going for the Heartbreaker chest. So Heartbreaker 4-piece. Every single attribute on this build is going to be crit chance. Simple as that. And then I have got a crit chance mod. It depends on what gun I am using. You don't have to have that. I think I actually probably just mix it around. You see, that's the only thing with the Savage Wolverine as well. It's not the best in slot choice by far, because there are other ones, but this can be very good in a certain situation. It can be the best, but obviously we're lacking a mod over here on the barrel, So that's why I've got a crit chance mod. But if you're using another gun, you probably can just have critical hit damage modifications all round. So the chest piece as well, crit damage. The backpack mod is crit damage. It depends on you. Just don't get your crit chance to be less than 54%. So the chest piece is good. Why? Because we get weapon handling with the 3-piece, the 4-piece, heart stopper. As long as you guys are pulsing enemies, you get bonus armor and weapon damage, but they need to be pulsed. That's why the linked laser point is important. And this increases the stacks from 50 to 100. The backpack is nowhere near as good as Bloodsucker. Neither is Memento. The Bloodsucker works differently to any other backpack talent that gives you bonus armor in the game. It's by far the best. So I'll explain shortly when we go to the range. But then the holster as well, I'm going to have crit chance, and then the knee pads will also be crit chance. It's that simple. Then, like I mentioned before, whenever you guys are using a gun, make sure you have got the linked laser pointer, which is from the technician specialization. Pop this on your gun. That's how I'm able to pulse to make use of Heartbreaker. Then the gloves. When you guys get into trouble, you use these Exodus gloves. They're amazing. Smoke screen. Armor break, you get a second life, and your armor pretty much almost regens fully. Somewhere around halfway, and it comes back every 40 seconds, which is really nice. This saves you playing solo. You can solo legendaries with this, and it really gives you another life. So I recommend going for these gloves. The utility is amazing. Now you can use the Chameleon. The Chameleon pairs really well with these gloves, but the Chameleon, in my opinion, is one of the worst guns in the game because of the accuracy of the AR. It's terrible from range, and up close, you're better off using other things. So the Chameleon can be good if everything is perfect for you, perfect lined up, everything works well. So in this situation, that's why I'm talking about it, because normally I don't recommend Chameleon because, like I said, it's so inaccurate. It's not a very good AR. It's very situational, but yeah, it can work very well. So Chameleon with Exodus gloves is actually a really good combination. Then the backpack, like I said, use the perfect named backpack, the perfect Bloodsucker, which is a Belston. Go for that. But if you don't have it, try Palisade or like a Cheska. You'll be good to go. With crit chance and crit damage or explosive resistance, it does actually help. I found myself surviving a lot more from getting grenaded. So explosive res is good and can be a very viable option, but the armor kill is good. Then we get 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Max stack is 10. That's a lot of bonus armor, and this works different to the other ones. Let's go to the range so I can show you exactly what I mean. So when we look at Bloodsucker, it works very differently to other backpacks. Memento comes nowhere near. You pick up trophies, you only get a small amount. There's a cooldown. When you pick up another trophy, there's no stacking. Nothing like that. Same as Adrenaline Rush. Once you're within enemies, you need to be within a lot of enemies and it gets depleted. There's a cooldown for it to come back. But with this, it's absolutely incredible. So let me showcase it. So as you can see, I've pulsed the enemy by aiming at it with the shotgun. Let me quickly get this up a little bit. And when we get kills, you guys are going to notice what happens here. So the Bloodsucker is stacking. You see the bottom left. You can hit very big numbers with this gun as well. I haven't even expertised this up. So remember guys, weapon damage is non-crits and crits. So without the global modifiers on, this gun can outperform Killer. So just keep that in mind in certain situations. So you see we've got the full bonus armor. Now when I take damage and lose all of it, look at this. I don't just get one stack worth. I get all the stacks worth in that one kill. Look how much bonus armor I just got from that one kill. And that's constantly refreshable. That's why this is such a unique and powerful talent. And keep in mind, with the perfect variation, it's even better. So there, we got all that bonus armor back up. So you are getting a lot of use from just getting one kill. As long as you can see there, as long as you get a kill within that cooldown period, you're going to get a lot of bonus armor. So you can see I've lost that bonus armor. So when I take damage, look how little it's going to be now. You see? So now we're back at the stack. So that's how it works. It's kind of like when you get a kill, you get as much armor as your stack is. So this is how you're going to be getting this weapon, guys. You go to Firewall Spec, and then you say View Field Research. You got to do all of these. Doesn't take too long. Just follow what it says. And then you will actually get, on this reward, you will get the Savage Wolverine Blueprint, which is nice. So it's easy to get this gun. So when you get the Chameleon stacks up, there's a certain amount of time you get to keep them. But if you proc the Smoke Bomb, which you can proc whenever you want, it actually resets it so that you get it for longer. So you can keep the Chameleon stacks for longer by proccing the Smoke. So that's something that is really interesting with the chameleon, if you guys did not know. So with this setup, how I like to play is I use a shield. You don't even need a shield. You could use whatever other skill you want. I use a defender drone, deflect duration, health. Make sure you use a defender drone and try and expertise it. It makes a big difference. And then you just push. You're aggressive. You get in good positions. There's a safety net mechanic in the game, and if you get killed, basically, you don't die because the smoke screen gloves will proc a bomb of smoke, and you are good to get into a better position and survive, get your armor back, restack your gun. It's just a really powerful build, and this is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best solo builds right now. So I want you guys to give it a go and let me know what you think in the comments down below. You can also go for more blues, but obviously the gloves need to be red, but I think this is a good balance. I think around about 1.5 mil is a good balance for blues. So if we take a look at the stats, like I said, at least 54%, depends on what gun you use. Just always check that, because LMGs actually work really well with this build, but you can go for whatever weapon you want. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Peace out.